Hello and welcome to the always sensational Hellraiser blog. If you enjoyed today's blog, or even if you can see it right now in the corner of your screen, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate subscribes very, very much. Today's blog, we're going to look at Naoya Inoue against Jamie McDonnell for the WBA Bantamweight title. Okay, so if you haven't seen Naoya Inoue yet, let me tell you, if you watch this fight, you're really in for a treat. Inoue is, for me, potentially an exceptional, a superstar of the sport. Really good fighter, focuses a lot on the body. You see a lot of him, the knockouts that he's scored, you see the fighters, they're either bracing themselves for a headshot and get hit to the body, or they're bracing themselves for a body shot and get hit on the chin. That tells you the levels that this guy is at, because to be fighting world-class guys and hitting them with punches that they're not expecting so blatantly, he is exceptional. And you're going to see, I think, a really good fight here. McDonnell, for me, is massively underrated and he's under-acknowledged for his achievements. Let me go through some of the names of Jamie McDonnell. I don't know right off my head, so I'm going to read them, but just we've got to include this because it really tells you what kind of guy Jamie McDonnell is and what level he's actually at. And I would say less accomplished fighters seem to get a lot more credit than what he does, because people want to see big guys, and he's obviously not a big guy. Massive for the weight, but not a big guy. Right, so Ian Napper. I remember even when they made that fight, because I'd seen McDonnell used to box on Carl Greaves' shows up in Doncaster Dome and stuff like that. And looked decent, looked like a decent guy, but I never thought for one second he's going to go and win world titles. I just thought, like, good sort of domestic level would be a good achievement for him. But anyway, boxed Napper. Firstly, when they made the fight with Napper, I thought, oh, that's a tough one, because Napper, he wasn't like a peak Napper. It was like at the end of Napper's career. Napper never won a fight after he boxed McDonnell, but he had that head movement and very good at cutting down the space using his feet when he avoids punches, coming to range and counter. And I thought that could be problems for McDonnell. Well, it was a close fight, but McDonnell won it. Then he boxed Jerome Arnaud, good friend of mine, a guy I nearly signed actually at one point. A French fighter, very decent fighter, and Jamie McDonnell actually managed to stop him. Rodrigo Bracho, I didn't actually see that fight. Stefan Jamoy, who stopped one of my fighters for the European title, very good fighter, really good fight. He stopped Ashley Sexton with a tremendous body shot. And again, he's got a lot of the tools that I thought would spell trouble for McDonnell. But it's a very close fight between Jamoy and McDonnell, and McDonnell got the win. Nick Ocheno for the Commonwealth title. Stuart Hall, very good fighter from the northeast of England. Ivan Pozzo. Darwin Zamora, maybe a little step down for that one, but then Julio Ceja, 24-0, came and boxed for the IBF title. McDonnell beat him. Bernard Inom from the Isle of Reunion, I know very well, very good fighter, in fact an exceptionally good fighter, a great amateur, got stopped by Jamie McDonnell. Abigail Medina, again a little step down for that one. But it reads like a who's who of the bantamweight division, and a really good run of wins, many of which were away from home, which I think is significant, because this isn't away from home. And that's always like one question mark. Oh, he's always been cozied at home. Now he's right. Jamie McDonnell's always fought away from home, and I don't worry so much about that. I'm sure his attitude going into a fight like this will be absolutely A1, and he will not be affected. And Japan is quite an accommodating place. Worked with Japanese promoters and matchmakers many times. Very good people to work with, incredibly difficult to understand, and names. I mean, I'm quite dyslexic with names anyway. I can always remember a fighter, I can always remember what his tactics were, what his best punch was, what his worst weakness was, but names I always have to sort of rack my brains and get on BoxRec and find. Okay, so this fight to me is a much better value fight than many of the fights that we get even on pay-per-view. I think this is an incredibly good fight. and I know in Japan they'll be really, really excited about it, but in the UK, if you went onto the street and asked who's Jamie McDonnell, they wouldn't probably know who he is, most people. And that's really like shows you the unfairness in boxing that exists, because this is a really, really good fight. And Jamie McDonnell, so you've got Inoue, who's coming up from Superfly to Bantam, Jamie McDonnell, who was already anticipated to go up. And I'm surprised that he's taken this fight, because it's a very risky fight. This Inoue is exceptional. He's a really, really, I mean, the way he works the body and switches his attack up and down is very, very clever. He's constantly drawing attention to one area and then punching people in another. Which, to me, that's the art of being a puncher. It's not punching hard or even punching fast. It's getting someone so that they don't get where you're coming from, so they don't expect that shot that hits them with. It's the shots they don't see coming that do the damage. So let's have a quick look, and you'll understand the tactics probably going to be involved very quickly. So you've got Jamie McDonnell at 5'10" against Naoya Inoue at 5'5". So 5 inches difference, even at heavyweight, you'd say is significant. But at bantamweight, it's I mean, it's unfathomable. I mean, how is this going to pan out? So McDonnell's quite stiff. He boxes upright, uses movement side to side, and that's exactly the tactic he needs to use here. I think it could be and McDonnell. You've got to understand, McDonnell, like, often you can get fighters that pop out of nowhere. You've not really heard about them. Suddenly they're in a big fight, and they get hyped. And it's the sales tactics and the marketing campaigns that sort of put them in a position where they can come into this big fight. Jamie McDonnell is far from that. I mean, he's been away from home and fought good level guys, and beat them. Some of them beat them soundly and stopped them. And here you're seeing him once again, and I mean, I hope I've no idea what he's getting paid. I hope he's getting an enormous payday for this, because Inoue is a huge star in Japan, and rightfully so. He's not a hype job. Watch him box. Go on YouTube and look at the clips of him fighting. A very, very exciting guy, and an incredible talent. And we're seeing him going against a guy who's also an incredible talent in Jamie McDonnell, but because Jamie McDonnell doesn't have really a spectacular style, and he doesn't have no discredit to him, but he doesn't have a spectacular personality. I mean, you won't see him like riding into the ring on an elephant, or like calling people out and disrespecting. It's just not his style. He goes in and boxes most of the time very well. The betting odds, StarSports.bet, our sponsors, have Inoue at 2-15 and McDonnell at 4-1. The thing is, that the truth be known, I actually expect Inoue to stop Jamie McDonnell, so I won't be betting on the fight. I think the odds probably, if anything, are even generous to McDonnell. So, but bearing in mind, McDonnell's fought in Japan, USA, Monaco, where he's gone and got results. He was unlucky last time. He had a cut from an accidental clash of heads, and it was ruled to be a technical draw. But now he's going in against Naoya Inoue, who is an incredibly gifted technical fighter and has a real puncher's mentality. What I mean by that, he throws his punches, as Mike Tyson used to say, with bad intentions, and you can really see it. He's one of those few small guys that has that one-punch knockout power, and also has work rate and a incredible boxing mind. You can tell he has from the way he sets up his punches. So I'm going to say to you guys that I expect Naoya Inoue to win by stoppage. I'm not going to bet on this fight. But if you want to, you've got 4-1 on Jamie McDonnell, which I think actually is good odds for him. I think you've got to realise that a tall, stiff puncher fighting a guy who we know focuses on the body and attacks the body and has an incredible track record for destroying people with body attacks and then moving up to the head. It's going to be a very, very tough night for Jamie McDonnell. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's blog, and please give us a thumbs up, and definitely please give us a subscribe. We love your subscribes. Thanks very much, guys, and I will catch you next week for another blog. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.